Got this computer this morning, and it's got a password on it, which I don't know the password for. So we are going to remove the password completely. This is a Windows 7 machine, but it will remove passwords from XP, Vista, and 7, and I believe 98, 95 too, although I have not tried. So basically what we're going to use is a program called NT Offline Password Changer. Basically, we'll go ahead and throw in our disk in the drive. As you can see, there's a password, and we don't know what the password is, so we'll go ahead and do a fresh reboot. And you always want to do a fresh reboot. Don't hold down the power button and make it cut off. That will mark the drive as dirty, and sometimes you can run into problems. So always boot it up to the Windows log on and then restart. Alright, now let's restart. Right when this starts booting up, we want to go ahead and start hitting F12 to get the boot menu. Now, Dell's boot menu is accessed usually via F12. It may be something different for other manufacturers. I'll try to post in the description some of the major manufacturer boot keys. But we want to select the CD drive because we want to boot from CD. And here's the welcome screen. Basically gives you a couple options. I usually just go with the default. I've never really had an issue to have to turn off USB support and stuff like that. So let's just hit enter, and this will load up our Linux environment. And the Linux environment just basically mounts the drive and lets us edit the system registry files without actually being in Windows. And step one. Here it shows your different partitions. We have one hard drive in this computer, and as you can see, there's two different partitions. Typically the smallest one is going to be usually a system managed partition or a recovery partition. The bigger one is typically going to be your Windows installation. If you have more hard drives on here, you may have more partitions. It usually should be one of the first two or three. Now, anything in a bracket down here is going to be the default. You can just hit enter, but we want number 2 right here for the second partition. Hit enter. It'll try to find the Windows paths. If it doesn't find it, most likely you have to select a different partition because you didn't find the partition that contains Windows. Here it's just the default Windows System 32 config. Hit enter. Now it'll ask us what we want to do. We want a password reset. 1. Edit user data and passwords. Hit enter. Now here's the user list. Basically shows all our users, whether they have admin privileges and whether there's a password. If it's disllock, then it's got a password. So administrator is selected by default, and it's asking us which one we want to do. So let's go ahead and hit enter. Just do administrator. 1 for clear password. Then we'll hit period to list users again. And really the main one we want to do is Steve, because we don't know Steve's password. Alright, so type in Steve, hit enter. Hit 1 again and enter to clear the password. You'll see it show right here that this password's cleared. After you get done with all those, do exclamation point to quit. And here it'll ask us, do we want to go back in? Do we want to edit anything else? Just hit Q for quit. And once all those are edited, now we have to write it back to the disk. It'll ask us right here whether we want to write. We want to hit yes. And it'll ask us if we want to go again, and hit no for default. Now once you get that hash mark, you're pretty much done. You can hit Control Alt Delete. Go ahead and take your CD out. And if everything went good, we should be able to get into Windows without a password. And that's pretty much it. Appreciate y'all watching.